It's NWA Championship International Wrestling. I'm Sean Boomer Bratton along with Norm Waymer and Grizzly. We're seeing in the ring the massive Jacob Hollows. He's going to take on Justin Main. And Norm, we talk about it week in and week out here on Powerbomb Wrestling about how everyone wants to make their mark. So this is where they come. They come right here to compete in the NWA. They come here to compete in NWA Championship International Wrestling.
Well, more newcomers coming in all the time. There are 4 championship belts that are going to be here in NWA Championship International Wrestling, including that Midwest TV title, which is going to get filled, and also the NWA National Heavyweight Champion is Nitro.
And we've had tag team champions crowned. We had a massive tag team tournament. And Grizzly sitting next to you as soon as Jacob Hollows came out to the ring. And this is our first look at him, although we know a little bit about his backstory, and we'll talk about that. You were like his biggest fan.
Oh, absolutely. Look at him. He's ripped. He's put together. I mean, this guy is the perfect specimen for wrestling. And I want to say this. Norm's putting fans up attacking me on the way out here. I've got a bloody nose from that little girl over there that grabbed it and twisted it. And Norm's putting people up to it.
And I missed this, Norm?
Yes, Grizzly defeated by a 10-year-old girl.
Your toughest opponent to date.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've always said Norm's got an agenda going on, and there you go. Right here's a good example of it. Now, you know what? I'm getting tired of it. I'm going to call Bruce. I'm going to get a meeting with Angel, and we're going to get something going on here to get something done about it.
Yes, I secretly planted a 10-year-old girl to take out Grizzly, hitting up for the
audience. You know what's great about that, Norm? You put that on YouTube. Think of the number of hits you're going to get. I mean, really, that'll be the viral video of the week right there.
Man.
I'm sorry, Grizzly. I'm going to laugh at you. That's funny.
Look at the damage. Look at the damage to my nose. I mean, come on. I've got a face like Chris Corbis. Him and I are Hollywood people.
Dude, you got a face for the radio and a voice for television. Or voice for the newspaper, I should say. All right, so I want to focus on what's going on in here. Jacob Hollows versus Justin Main. And Norm, one thing about Jacob Hollows is he's actually made his mark since the beginning of his career as a tag team wrestler. So what's interesting now as he's here in the NWA, competing in NWA CIW, he's competing as a singles wrestler.
Well, this is such an important match. Look at this. Oh, my. This is such an important match because in order to climb the ladder, you got to get on the ladder.
Exactly. Both of these wrestlers, Justin Main and Jacob Hollows, looking to make that mark, and just with that initial flurry of offense from both, I think they're both going to make their mark, and I'm sure at some point we will continue to see them win or lose here on Powerbomb Wrestling in the NWA.
Oh, I believe so, too. You got 2 great competitors up there. These guys are equally matched, and yeah, you're absolutely right, Boomer. We're going to see a lot of the Hollows around. I mean, he's just incredible, and Justin Mainland. These guys are ripped for it.
The thing is, if you want to compete here in the NWA, if you want to be in NWA Championship International Wrestling, you have got to bring your A game. You have got to be at your best. If you want to eventually move on to the line and challenge, say, a Sebastian Rose or a D-Ray 3000, you have got to have your A game working each and every night.
These guys are aggressive right off the bat.
Justin Main now waiting maybe for that last punch. No, monkey flip out of the corner. That's something we don't see a lot of anymore. Your good old basic monkey flip. There's a reversal. Justin Main hits the ropes. He's off again. Blocks. There's the wheelbarrow. But look at that. Jacob Hollows with that forearm right to the back, sending Justin Main down to the mat. Goes for a quick cover, wants to put it away fast. And Main is able to kick out. This is high impact.
Yes, it's high impact, and for big guys, they're moving pretty fast in there too, Boomer and Norm.
Oh, Jacob Hollows comes out and tells everybody to bow down to him? The heck's that all about?
He's got some ego on him, doesn't he? He is very boastful, a huge ego, very proud of what he's been able to do in his young wrestling career.
Well, if there would have been more room over here, Norm was getting ready to get down to bow down to
not a chance.
Hollows. I was going to, but there's no room for Norm and I to do so.
Grizzly was going to, but his nose was still bleeding from the 10-year-old.
Not a chance.
And main event, Justin Main almost broken in half. And then Hollows delivers that knee. Main goes down, Hollows right on top. wanted to call him Mr. Main Event, but he is Justin Main, and it says Main Event on the back of his tights. And this is, again, if we're looking at the future, Norm, I've got to say the future is extremely bright.
I would say so. Yeah, I would agree with you. That's what I say. This is a big match because in order to climb the ladder, you got to get on it.
Got to get onto that first rung.
The only way you get on it, you got to win.
Exactly.
And you know, these are two big guys that are moving quicker, and it seems like the bigger guys are starting to really get fast. I mean, you take guys like Will Studd trimming down, and Will is really moving fast despite his bad knee.
The thing is you have to be quick, you have to be powerful, you have to be in the best cardiovascular shape of your life if you want to compete, and your body's got to be able to take a pounding, because you saw what happened there is Jacob Hollows just depositing Justin Main, and then that senton, that back splash, he hit 100% on that, goes for the cover, he's right on top, and Justin Main is able to kick out.
Well, and also, too, these aren't 160, 180-pound kids. These are men. These guys go 230, 240, 250.
And that's on the light side here. I mean, it really is.
These guys are big guys.
This roster is jam-packed with athletes that are primed and they're ready to go. And he tried now his backsplash from a higher elevation, and he totally misfired.
Took way too long.
And I'll tell you, they can check out the roster, nwa/ciw.com. They get all the information, they'll see the roster and everything right there.
And I'm sure either one of these two would love to be on the full-time roster here in NWA CIW. Big clothesline from Justin Main. There's another. Hollows is back up to his feet, and he's going to be sent in. Justin Main backs up, getting that crowd behind him.
Taking too long.
And look at that drop kick. And you're right, Norm, I thought he was taking too long. I thought Hollows would move out of the way, but he delivered everything with that. And spins around with that bulldog. He did a full revolution, hit the bulldog, and still couldn't put away Jacob Hollows.
Well, just a 2 count, but if you pause, you take too long, you give your opponent enough time to recover to be able to kick out at 2.
Seconds are so precious. Every second count. There's a reversal knee into the middle. Hollows sends him in. Main blocks. He springs up. And a standing moonsault. And he's right on top. Did he get it?
Tight. He got out of it. Even though Main had a handful of tights, he still was able to kick out of there. It shows you Jacobs, he knows what's going on in that ring. He's savvy.
There's those patented Grizzly excuses. It looked like Justin Main didn't catch everything on that moonsault. He did maybe an extra minute or 2 of elevation, was going to do what is a moonsault kick, whereas you rotate over, you throw the kick in. He misses on that. Hollows is off the ropes. Knee to the side of the head. Hollows goes for a cover, rolls him over. He hooks the leg. He's on top. And Justin Main kicks out.
Come on, Jacob. Come on.
This is where stamina comes in.
I really thought Justin Main was knocked silly off of that knee.
Move it up a little bit. Move it up a little bit.
Well, he is. There's no question, he is.
But this is what you talk about, Norm, taking too much time, because every second that you waste is a second that Justin Main recovers. Main is up to his feet. There's a block. And there's a kick, roundhouse that got everything. And there it is. That's what I was talking about, the moonsault with the kick. He goes for the cover.
Wait a minute. His left hand was under the bottom rope. Jacob Hollows' left hand was under the bottom rope, but the referee apparently missed it.
Grizzly, you can't give credit where credit is due. Very impressive. Your winner's Justin Main.
But yes, it was a great match. There was a couple handfuls of tight that didn't matter.